Alright guys, for today's video, I want to treat you well. I want you guys to be happy. I want you guys to make some money. And because of that reason, I want you to stick till the end, because I promise you that after you watch this video, you will get at least, worst case scenario, a 20% closing rate, okay? And of course, it will require a little bit of practice. It will require a little bit of skill. Like anything in business, there's no easy way out. There's no easy solutions that just are magic. But this is as close as you can get with it. Without further ado, let's just hop to a computer so that I can show you the two sales frameworks that we use to close deals. And this works if you are selling a B2B offer, a B2C offer, and I'm also going to show you when to use each of these frameworks, because you're going to see that the sales process in itself can be, well, we're going to also discuss about should you do one call close, two call close, when to do it, who should do which, how to go about it, and the changes that are going to be relevant for each of these frameworks. But what you're going to notice is that the way we like to pitch our offer is not about just being an objection handling ninja. It's not just about being as salesy as you can be. It's all about understanding the process, framing your solution in a way that is resonating with what they said, and at the end of the day, enroll them into your coaching offer, your agency service, or whatever it is that you do, okay? So guys, like always, if you want to get access to this document, you can go and join my free Facebook group. Otherwise, if you don't use Facebook that much, you can just follow me on Instagram and DM me the word access, and I will send you this document. You know that time is our most important asset, so make sure to watch this video at 2x speed to save yourself some time, as well as simply enjoy the video a lot more, okay? So guys, the first thing that I want you guys to know is that closing deals is pretty much like chopping a tree, okay? And there are three variables that are going to make chopping the tree as easy or as hard as you want it to. And those variables are the axe that you use to chop the tree, the woodcutter, aka the person that is chopping the tree, and then the tree itself, which is in this case, for the sake of the analogy, the prospect. So look at this, guys. If you have a great product, case studies, great marketing, you have a sales process that makes people come pretty much ready to buy the calls, you have great success rate, that's like having the best axe in the world, that you can suck at closing deals, or you can be the worst woodcutter, and you're going to still chop the tree really easily. Hence why all of these things typically are the ones that compound the most and that are the most helpful in the long term, if you actually dedicate some time towards building, because everything's going to be way easier. The second variable is the woodcutter, okay? A great woodcutter with a bad product can still close, but again, you want to make it as easy as possible so that even the worst woodcutter can chop the tree down. And of course, the best way to go around it is by having a great axe, aka a great product, like I just mentioned. Of course, the best of both worlds would be you have a great axe and a great woodcutter that can just chop any tree if they wanted to. And of course, the last aspect that is not really in your control is the prospect in itself, okay? Of course, you can control the sales process, you can control the marketing that you create, etc. But this is the analogy that I like to think about when it comes to sales. Like, you have those three variables, and you can decide, at least in the first two variables, how optimized you want to be, okay? And not only that, guys, having an effective sales process, good marketing, and phenomenal case studies, of course, increases the trust of your leads, making the tree easier to close in your sales calls. But on the other hand, if you lack an effective sales process, you'll have a very strong tree that's going to be very hard to shop. And you will need a very skilled salesman that knows how to swing incredibly well to collect even just an installment plan on your coaching offer, okay? And this is just a photo of Thorfinn. Like 3 videos ago, I was talking about how I'm watching Vinland Saga. It's an incredible anime. If you guys are into storytelling, or of course if you like anime and manga like I do, go and make sure to go and watch it, because I mean, I've been watching anime for approximately 15 years already, and this honestly is now my top 5 animes, I would say, right? But yeah, I just want to put this image here because yeah, it's just like a good representation of what I was just saying, okay? So guys, before we start talking about the overview of the sales call and the actual way to pitch your offer, I need you guys to keep in mind some important tools that you will need, okay? So the first thing is that you will need a video conference tool like Zoom or Google Meets. Don't use Skype. And I highly suggest you use Zoom's premium version, because this way you'll be able to record your sales calls and study them to improve your closing skills, okay? And you will also need a presentation app like Keynote or Google Slides or Microsoft PowerPoint, okay? And what I want you guys to understand is that for this video, I'm going to show you just one of the 2 frameworks, because otherwise it's going to be a really long video, and I just want you guys to know what you can expect from this video. This is going to be more for beginners or people that really are just getting started in sales, so that you can have something that is very structured and that it doesn't require that much skill to still close. Yeah, that's why you're going to need a presentation tool like Keynote or Google Slides. I'm a die-hard Apple fan, but I typically prefer using Google Slides instead of Keynote, mostly because when you start scaling, you can easily share the pitch deck with your closers. So that way, if you make a change to the sales deck or to the pitch deck or whatever you want to call it, everybody's going to have it in there, right then and there, okay? So you don't need to be changing anything. So that's it, guys. Let's start talking about the overview of the sales call, as well as how the actual process is going to change depending if you're closing in one call or if you're closing in two calls, okay? So the standard is the one call close. This works if you're selling a B2C offer, or if you're selling a B2B offer that is, I would say, less than 5K per month or 5K in price, okay? And the process is really simple. Of course, you want to start those calls with rapport building. This is where you get to know the prospect in more detail. Then the current situation, where you actually get to understand what the struggle of your prospects are or what their problem is. And the goal is, of course, to determine if the person is a good fit or not, okay? We also want to dig into the desired situation, like where the person wants to go, why are they on the call, like which is the destination they want to go to. And the goal is to see whether or not you can help them get there. Then we need to close the gap, and this is the most important part, and this is what we're going to talk about on this video. That is, what is the support that they are looking for, what's the knowledge that they are lacking, what are the skills or things that the person needs to get to where they want to be, and how you actually help them close that bridge, okay? Closing the gap or closing the bridge or whatever you want to call it, this is the pitch. Like, they told you already what the problem is, where they want to go. All you want to do is tell them, hey, here's how we're going to help you get there, okay? Then some objection handling, and then the close at the end, okay? Now, assuming that you want to do a two-call close, this is if you're selling a 5K plus offer, or you're selling B2B, again, a little bit higher ticket, because if you're selling a B2B offer to people that are just getting started, even if they're business owners, quote unquote, the reality is that you can treat that call as if it was a B2C offer, and you're going to close just as much, and you're going to save a lot of time instead of having to do two calls with everyone, okay? So, if you're doing two-call close, of course, you're going to have two calls, which is the discovery call first and the demo call later, okay? Here's how things change. In the discovery call, typically it's 15 to 20 minutes. You're going to, of course, build rapport with your prospects. You're going to understand, again, the current situation, and then the desired situation. The whole purpose of this first call is to qualify them, see if they're a good fit, and then assuming that they are, you're going to set up some expectations, you're going to send them some resources between the first and the second call, so that by the time that you have the second call, you can make them come ready to buy and more educated to your offer, okay? And then, guess what? The demo call is going to be pretty much just, again, a little bit of rapport building. You're going to do a recap of what you guys talked in the first call. You're going to dig a little bit deeper into the pain points. And then, again, you're going to close the gap, which is what we discussed previously, and then some objection handling as well at the close, okay? For what's left of this video, I want to teach you on how to pitch your offer and close the gap to make your prospects want to buy and buy now. But again, this is going to be the same if you're doing one call close or two call close. I'm now going to start talking just about how you close the gap or how you pitch the offer so that people get super excited to buy and they, again, want to buy now, okay? So guys, there are two main ways to pitch your offer to actually stand out, okay? The first one is using a sales deck, which is less effective, but anyone can do it, and this is what all of the gurus tell you to use. And the second option is drawing or writing your pitch. This is what we do, this is what we recommend, and this is what we prefer to do. And it's far superior since, guess what? Since you're not using a sales deck or a written presentation, you can adjust your pitch to what the prospect said on the sales call and make it more appealing to him or to her. And not only that, it's also faster. The sales calls are way smoother and much faster because you can just explain everything in a way that makes sense to them, hit them hard, and that's it, okay? Of course, it requires a little bit more skill, and you need to really understand the offer that you're selling, and you need to practice the story of your offer so that everything is just frictionless, okay? So let's start with the first one. This is using a sales deck, and this is the one that most people do, okay? Here's the process that you want to use in this scenario. And I'm actually going to show you the sales deck that we've used in the past so that you guys can have an idea. But I want you first of all to understand the process. The first thing that you're going to do once you, let's do a little bit of a recap. You build rapport with the prospect. You understand what is it that they do, what is it that they're struggling with, what they have tried, where they want to go. And then you say like, hey, I can actually help this guy. What you're going to do is tell the prospect, okay, Mr. Prospect, just based on everything that you shared so far, I'm super confident that we could help you out, especially because you're mentioning that your biggest problem is this and you want to go here. So, do you mind if I actually just share my screen and, well, walk you over to what we do? Yeah? Okay, cool, man. So, you share your screen, and then here's where this starts. You're going to present a keynote presentation or a Google slide. And by the way, if you want to get a template for you to use something like this, the one like you're going to learn in just a second, again, go to my Instagram and DM me the word access, and I will send all of this your way, okay? You're going to start with a big claim, because a lot of people are going to get lost in the trenches once you start talking about the case studies, the process, the summary, the deliverables, etc. You want to really make them understand what this is all about so that they don't forget, and so that it makes sense for them. So you're going to start with a big claim, you're going to introduce some case studies, then you're going to walk them through the process in detail, then you're going to do a summary, and then you're going to show the deliverables or the value provided with your offer, okay? And at the end, of course, the price. So let's do a demo so that you can see how this looks like, okay? So again, if I were to show my screen, I would be like, okay, Mr. Prospect, so this presentation that I'm about to show you is about how to rapidly go from 0 all the way to 50K per month using a foolproof model. And this is if you have a done-for-you marketing offer or a B2B consulting or coaching model. Are you ready to dive right in? And they're going to say, yeah, super excited. And they're going to be like, okay, so make sure to use a pen and paper so that you can take some notes while we go through this. Before I show you the process though, I want to show you some case studies, and boom, over here you want to introduce as many case studies as you possibly can, okay? So what we do, we start with, okay, Ernie Johnson, 16K in 92 days as a complete beginner, then 50K cash, and of course, an example so that they know everything. Then Natasha Golinski, 46K, Mark Haney, 43K, Lucas Redman, 30K, Nick Shigashagawa, 15K, well, etc. You're going to basically show them that this is actually true and that you have helped other people in their exact shoes to do just this, okay? So one of the big benefits of using a sales deck, by the way, is that you can really show them case studies. Of course, this is something that you don't necessarily have to do, but it's going to really help you out a lot. But again, if you're going the other route, what you can do is send them all of these case studies via automations on email or via text, so that they come super ready to buy to the call. So this is not necessary to do on the call. It's great for you to get some confidence, and if you're just getting started, so that you can show them everything and feel ready. But again, what I'm trying to say is, again, introduce the case studies, some more, and you can say some more companies that we've helped scale, and you can add more case studies in here. Then for literally hundreds of extra testimonials like we do, we actually have a Google Doc full of case studies and testimonials. I like to use all of these on my sales calls because it again shows that we've helped dozens and dozens of people. You can see here we have 21 pages of case studies. So all of this is like chops that you do touch through, right? Before you even show the process, the prospect is going to be, dude, even if I don't agree with that process that this guy is going to show me, this guy obviously knows his shit, so I will just follow what he says, okay? Then you're going to say, okay, man, are you ready to see the process? They're going to be like, yeah, man, tell me, and they're going to be super excited, right? At that point, you're going to start breaking down step by step how you deliver the service. And of course, I am not going to dive super deep into how you can create a unique process. This is something that I can talk about on other videos. And if you're a client, of course, we build all of this with you. But the reality is that you want to say, okay, so listen, man, if you want to go from, let's say that the prospect told you that they are stocked with just organic marketing and they basically have just 3 calls per week, what you can say is, okay, man, so the way in which you can just stop relying on organic marketing and start having not only 10, 15 calls per week, but actually have leads that come ready to buy to your sales calls is the following. Dude, the first thing we need to focus on is on crafting the foundational positioning through market diagnosis. And then you want to start explaining why, and then you want to, you see, like you're going to base all of your pitch on what you're seeing on the screen, and then you're going to end up saying, okay, does this make sense? They're going to be like, yeah, man, it definitely does make sense. Now I see why things didn't work in the past, how things are different. Something that I learned from Cole Gordon is that the first pillar or the beginning of your pitch should be all about why everything that they've tried in the past didn't work and why this is different. Because the moment that you knock out the domino belief, that's like the most important job you can ever do in your sales call. That's the moment that they're going to be like, oh, if I got this thing right, everything is going to be easier. So from here, everything that I explained is going to be new for them and they're going to be super excited, okay? But again, first step, we gotta do this and this and that. Then, are you clear on this, Mr. Prospect? Does this make sense? Okay, cool. So second step is we start to validate that foundational positioning through outbound prospecting. And the reason why we want to use outbound prospecting is boom, 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 that other thing, etc., etc., etc. Okay, once this is done, we want to install the auto conversion funnel and plug paid traffic. And the reason why is because this and this and that. The reason why we use an auto converting funnel instead of a BSL or a webinar or a group funnel is because of this. This is how the auto conversion funnel works. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So by this point, you're going to have more money and leads, and you will have time. So we actually want to learn how to hire, and we're going to deploy a growth integrator. And what a growth integrator does is boom, is this and this and that, etc. So by the time you finish explaining your offer, they're going to be like, dude, this makes so much sense. This is perfect. This is just what I needed. And then they're going to be super excited. But of course, you want to do a quick summary again, because again, this part can take you between 10, 15, or 20 minutes even. By the time you finish explaining everything, they might lose some details. So you end up saying, okay, how do you feel about this process? They're going to say, man, super confident. You can say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? They're going to say 10 because you did everything right. And then you can be like, okay, awesome, man. Yeah, just a quick summary. First thing is this, second thing is this, third thing is this, and fourth thing is that. So yeah, what would you like to do from here? Are you in? They're going to buy into the thesis or into the process. Once they do, you can tell them, okay, so the way we actually install this into your company is by, first of all, we have just one offer. We don't have two, 3, 4, 5 different offers all over the place. We just focus all of our attention in this one offer. That is what we call the Roiland Accelerator Consulting Program plus Integrator Recruitment. And what we actually do is we give you the thesis implementation program for a lifetime. We give you access to the Facebook group community for clients, and you can give options in there. You see, the point I'm trying to make is everything you need to explain and how it's going to be delivered so that you can ultimately just tell them, like, okay, this is how it works, okay? So yeah, honestly, this is just the sales presentation that we like to use. Again, if you want access to it, you can just send me a DM on Instagram saying access, and I will send it to you, okay? The second way, which is the one that we prefer to use, is far superior. It's pretty similar, but it's just faster. It's going to be all about you starting with a big claim, you share the screen, you go to Miro or somewhere where you can draw, right? And you go to Miro and you start doing, okay, man, so the process for us to go from here to here is going to be this one. And right off the bat, that's far superior, because maybe some people are going to be looking not to go to 50K per month, but maybe to 30K per month. So you're not going to be editing your presentation every single time that you want. And you can actually tailor the messaging a little bit to what they share with you on the sales call, okay? But you're going to say, so the big claim, then the process, which is adjustable to what the prospect said on the sales call, and then the implementation on the price and the offer, okay? And again, I will not go so super deep on how we do this, because otherwise this video need to be super long. But if this video gets to 50 likes, I'll make a separate video on how we use this pitch framework to make our offers irresistible and close more than on the first option, okay? So guys, honestly, this is pretty much all I wanted to share for today's video. Again, if you want to launch or scale your done-for-you marketing offer or your B2B coaching consulting company, go ahead and book a call with me and my team. Just make sure to come ready to buy. If you are not ready or you're just wanting to funnel hack us, please don't book a call. If you're just serious about and committed about growing your business, do book a call, okay? And last thing, today's music recommendation is this song called Vaquerita by Lenny Tavares. I actually heard a preview of this song like 1 month ago. I loved it, but I actually never realized that it was actually live. Guys, this is an absolute banger. Actually, I think that is the last song that I liked here on my Spotify. So yeah, guys, if you like some sort of R&B reggaeton music, this is going to be the one for you, okay? Now, just to finish, let me know on Instagram if you actually like the song at Enrique Achilles _. This is my actual handle. And yeah, guys, I just hope that this one was helpful. Remember, 3 variables: improve the product, aka the axe, become a better woodcutter, and just cut out the tree. Okay, guys, so see you guys in the next one. Love you all. Bye.